The following program is intended for mature audiences.
A democratic republic of sports. The Sportsocracy with ESPN Asheville hosts Tank Spencer and Jeremy Greene.
And welcome into the Sportsocracy. I'm Tank Spencer. Brian Haynes is here. Jeremy Greene is here. It is the Sportsocracy. Welcome in to the Monday edition. NBA playoffs underway. We'll talk about all of that. We have so much that happened over the weekend, including Phil Mickelson. Holy cow, becoming the oldest guy on the PGA Tour history to win a major. His sixth one of his career, 50 years old, and nobody saw it coming.
Nobody, and I will say this after looking at the 18th green yesterday, coronavirus is officially over. We're on a new shit. Yeah, we're on a new shit.
No more of that. First and foremost, it is good to be back here in the Wicked Weed studio with everybody. Check out our friends at wickedweedbrewing.com. Wicked Weed Brewing, drink different. I can't thank all of you enough for all of the support that you have given me and the well wishes over the last, almost week. Has been very, very rough. Just to lay it all out there, my wife had to have an emergency hysterectomy on Thursday, and so the guys held it down for me. You guys were phenomenal. I love the team that we work with here, and I can't thank everybody enough for all of the support over these last few days.
I'm really glad you're back.
Yeah.
If I had to do what you do for another day, there was going to be some Johnny Walker in my future.
Right.
Yeah, it's obvious what's the glue that keeps us together around here.
Your job drove me to aggressively drinking in 2.5 days.
Right. Off the rails, baby.
Alcoholism is a side effect of being the pivot man.
Yes. Well, and the content guy. See, that's the part of Tank binds all this together because Brian and I are both ridiculous, crazy people.
Yeah.
And really, all you have to do is tell us what to talk about, and we're like Matchbox cards. Just spin us up. We're around. The problem is when we have to figure out what to talk about, it becomes a little problematic.
Gotcha.
And we just go off kind of go off the rails in the rabbit holes that just keep going and going and go. Oh yeah, what were we talking about there? Yeah.
It's always good to be needed, even when I'm the last need that you needed.
The last need that we needed.
All right, let's talk about Phil Mickelson.
Oh boy.
Holy cow.
Lefty.
50 years old, lefty. He's still got some stuff in the tank here. I was thoroughly impressed. I did not think that he would be able to do it, and I thought that the collapse was coming. When he was up 4 strokes with like 5 holes to go, something like that on Saturday.
Oh, I mean, there were multiple times that this could have gone off the rails.
Oh yeah, but what I'm saying is like. It was as we've seen in all of the recaps of the coverage, it was the up and down Phil. It's, you're going to have really, really great shots, and then you're going to have those moments where you go, what? I don't understand that. You're so smart. How did you?
I know.
How did you make that kind of a blunder? But, if you look at it over the last, 23, 24 holes of the PGA Championship, he was like 4 over.
Yeah.
And he almost got caught. Brooks Koepka almost caught him.
On one leg.
If Brooks Koepka was healthy, I don't think this would have been close. But, you got to give it to lefty. There was a couple times I was looking at it being like, God, I feel like something's going to happen here. And then he's just awesome. He's just an awesome person. It's just so fun to watch him talk and play. He's just so easygoing. And what a battle to get back to relevancy, really. He was just a horrible golfer for the last at least 18 months, for sure.
He's been in very bad form. Nobody could possibly have seen this.
Yeah.
Did any of you happen to see how long of a long shot he was?
200 to 1?
Oh, it was higher than that.
Oh, God.
It was 300 to 1.
Oh, my God.
And there is somewhere a human that put $1,000 on Phil at 300 to 1.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Good for that guy.
That is a hell of a payday.
You know what that tells me? He probably had 200 other tickets of other people that were 300 to 1.
Right. I heard that he was the biggest long shot to win a PGA or to win a major since Louis Oosthuizen, or however you say his name.
Louis Oosthuizen.
Oosthuizen. Yeah, Louis Oosthuizen. Won back in 2010.
By the way, if you're going to play major golf DFS, just put Louis in your lineup. Always. Because he always somehow finds a way to be in the top 10.
Mm-hmm.
I have never watched Louis Oosthuizen play golf and go, that's the best player on this golf course. And yet he always finishes in like 6th. He cost me a bunch of money one time too.
Right. Oh no!
Because I didn't have him, not because I did.
And who else was in that top group at the top of the leaderboard? Tony Finau.
Old
Tony Finau.
Yeah, I mean he finished tied for 8th. There were a lot of guys tied for 8th. Ricky Fowler, he did stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, go Ricky.
Ricky's doing some things.
But here's the thing. This is what got. By the way, if you had Patty Harrington finishing in the top 7, you're a fucking witch.
Yeah, you're a wizard.
I don't think he's made a cut in 3 years.
I haven't seen.
I saw his name appear at the bottom of the leaderboard, and I went, wait,
yeah,
what? What did it become 2012, and I just wasn't paying attention?
Yeah, I saw his name too, and I was like, wait a second here. Is Patty still golfing? I thought he's been gone for a long time.
He's like 9,000 years old. But Phil proved. That doesn't necessarily matter.
And like Sunday was one of those days for Phil, like it got back to him like up and downs. Like he was all over the damn course. You know, the first 3 days he was pummeling fairways, hitting, putting great, and then all of a sudden Sunday comes along and he's all over, but he's getting up and down, he's doing Phil things, and that was fun to watch because every time you thought he was just about to like go off the rails, he'd pull it right back in, and I was like, there he is, that's it, right there.
Well, when he watched Oosthuizen go in the water, and then he immediately did the same thing, because that's where I went, uh-oh. Phil's about to blow this shit sideways, because that was the only guy really contending with him at the time. Louis goes in the water, and then I'll be damned if Phil didn't do the same damn thing. And then Phil, in ultimate Phil fashion, completely lied to a rules official and said, yeah, he went past the red marker. My ass, he went by the red marker. That's Phil in a nutshell, though. He went, no, he's fine. You let him do whatever he wants to do.
Yeah, he's good.
And he's always the consummate professional. And at the press conference afterward, I really appreciated the self-awareness that he has of, you know what, this may be my last win, but then again, I may go on a tear here for a couple of years, he said. I don't know about all that, but I will say this. I looked at him over the weekend, and he just looked different.
Yeah.
Like, whatever he's been doing in the gym or with his diet or whatever.
He completely remade his body over the last 18 months.
Like, he is...
Phil was doughy.
Yeah.
Always.
Yep.
But he looks like the best, in
the best shape he's been in a long time.
I was getting ready to say the best shape of his life, but I don't know about that.
Probably.
It could be.
I mean, back to when he was in his 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Phil's always been a little
pudgy.
doughy.
He talked a lot about like his mental health and how that helped a lot. Like he used to like getting back to not getting so much in his own head. And I think that was some part. I mean, golf is such a mental game, so he really worked on trying to make sure his mental health going into this tournament was right. And I mean, it worked. And now he can, they're already talking about going out to Torrey Pines and, finally getting that U.S. Open that he's so desperately wanted to get to finish off the career Grand Slam. And I mean, he's from San Diego, so he's probably played that course 10,000 times in his life, So I mean, if he's familiar with it, but that's going to be going into that tournament. That's going to be the talk.
Well, and that was the talk 2 years ago.
Yeah.
With Tiger Woods after he won the Masters, and everybody was like, well, "Do you think he can keep it going? Do you think this is a rebirth? Is this a one-off?" And I think it's the same thing with Phil Mickelson.
The answer to that is no,
don't know.
by the way.
Yeah.
The answer to that's straight up no. This was Kiawah is a ridiculously difficult golf course. I mean, you got to understand, there were 16 guys under par for the weekend. Tough course.
Yeah.
And you got somebody like Phil that can just drop one in a bucket. I mean, it's the one thing that he has always been able to do is he is a friggin' surgeon with a wedge.
Yeah.
And that's what this weekend was all about. The putting was good enough. The shot out of as soon as he hit the shot out of the bunker.
Oh, and 5, yeah. Oh my God.
It's over. Cue the band, play the fight song.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, the crowd went absolutely nuts as well during that. And
but how good did it feel to see that crowd?
Yeah.
Oh, God, it was so
Good Lord, I couldn't stop watching it. Like, oh God, it feels so good to see all these people. And then, shit happened on the 18th green. Might have had to find a way to get Brooks Koepka.
Come on, like Brooks Koepka. He did not get Nancy Kerrigan. He did not. It was not that bad.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I was watching it going, and I told my wife, because we were watching it together, I said, yeah, Brooks is not thrilled about how this is going. He's not loving this at all. But he was good. He was a good trooper about it. I didn't love what he said. Well, my knee, somebody bumped my knee. It might have been, but stop. Nobody cared about you. Okay, this was not your time. You've had your time. You're gonna have plenty more of your times. This was not about you.
Right.
Yeah.
You were just another face in the crowd, bro.
Right. This was Phil's day, and when the camera shot came up on 18, you could see the crowd and how massive it was, and just the open green. And I couldn't even really tell, are we just staying on this shot for effect? You just want us to know how. And trust me, I got a little chub when I looked at it, and I went, "Oh my God, those people are so close together. I want to be in with all the peoples.
I want to be in with the people.
Right, I want to be in with all the peoples." But then you just saw the crowd start to part, and Phil's head come into the shot, and you went, "Holy!" Yeah, I mean, that's when it really hit me. Like, this is a momentous occasion because we can all look back on the 2021 PGA Championship and go, "That's when it was over."
Yeah.
That's when we knew. That's when we knew that people were ready to get back together. And
Well,
people
people have been ready for a long time.
Well, I know people have been ready for a long time, but now it's to the point where, I mean, you got 15,000 people screaming in Madison Square Garden for a playoff basketball game.
Well, they were screaming. And you know what they were screaming? The same thing.
No, Trey Young.
Oh no, we suck again.
Why? Why are you inbounding the ball, Al Burks? He had every shot he took in the fourth quarter. We'll talk about that.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that in a minute. But the fact that there were so many people crowded around the 18th green, you know, here you go. I became a golf fan during the coronavirus. That was my first experience of being actually invested in a major and seeing a massive, what I would call ruckus crowd. Yeah, it was phenomenal.
Yeah,
It was better. It was the best cap to a weekend that I could imagine.
They were rocking and rolling out there, man. And when Phil's good, golf is good. I mean, it's the same thing with Tiger. When Phil and Tiger are playing well, you'll see the ratings for yesterday are going to come out and they're going to be phenomenal.
Dumb.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to be stupid because even with the playoff basketball, everybody was watching Phil Mickelson. I guarantee it. It's going to come out, and I think Saturday's numbers were pretty darn good too.
I mean, and not only do you have Phil Mickelson, but you also have the fact that it is Phil who already drives a number to some degree, not as much as Tiger, we know that, but he still drives a number.
It's closer than you think.
Really. And then him trying to do something that had never been done before.
Right.
I mean, for God's sakes, he is now above a guy who was named Old Tom on the oldest guys to win a major list. That's pretty impressive. Do we start referring to him as Old Phil now?
No.
Old Phil Mickelson?
No.
Old lefty.
And he doesn't even look 50.
Old lefty.
I mean, to be honest, he looks pretty darn good.
He does.
Yeah, he looks 50.
No, but he looks like a really good, Tom Cruise.
He looks
50.
like that. Hey, I bet that guy works out, and he probably eats healthy, and I bet he doesn't go to Burger King and get 8 burgers in the same sack. I mean, yeah, he has that.
We still know you have rheumatoid arthritis.
Diabetes.
I'm Wilford Brimley.
Speaking of that,
I have diabetes. Tank Spencer is going to be Wilford Brimley,
Apparently
and it's going to be awesome.
Apparently we're doing PSAs now, which, by the way, you guys knocked it out of the park on the ASPCA commercial for the troubled fan. I loved it. And apparently
we premiered it on our show on Friday, but we actually have to put it out on YouTube still. So.
Yeah, we still haven't done that. Because you know what happens when Tank's not here? There's a whole lot of, what are we going to talk about?
Well, what are we going to do?
We stopped talking about lunch. Did you notice we didn't talk about lunch for 2 damn days?
Yeah.
Like, food just showed up here.
Yeah, we were just like,
food showed up, we ate it. I don't know who paid for it. I don't know where it came from. And if I'm being really honest, we might have stolen it. Shit, I don't know.
We sent Caleb to Burger King with a ski mask and said, go get us some damn burgers, boy.
Get us some burgers. Tank's not here. We got shit to do.
What do we got to do? We got so much to do. We did so much on Friday, did so much, and we didn't put any of this shit out.
Yeah, we forgot to let you, the viewers, see it. And then I noticed it yesterday and went, I knew I was forgetting something.
Yeah, I was like, oh God.
Now, somebody has to.
It was like, are you gonna? No, nothing to get done.
Nobody
but
did.
Look
Right,
out
so
for yourself.
Off-season files.
Off-season files coming out today. Absolutely.
A lot of them, because they were supposed to go out Saturday and Sunday.
Right.
Yeah.
Got 3 days worth.
Yeah.
Coming at ya.
Cool, you know how to get ya.
Yeah, we've actually, so we did, I don't remember what teams I know we did the Rams for Sander.
Yeah.
Washington football team for Holt.
Ravens for Towel. And we did the Panthers.
And the Panthers for Kevin Vick and the League of Panthers fans.
Yeah.
If you would like to put in the comments the next team you would like us to do.
Yeah, and we should probably have some sort of list going.
Yeah, so we don't come back to it and go, who have we not done?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the Jacksonville Jaguars will be next.
For Roy. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We got to do Roy.
That's the beauty of this show, is it is customized content.
Yeah.
To you.
That's right.
You, the viewer.
49ers. Michael Whiteside's a 49er fan, isn't he?
Yes. Yeah. 49ers should be on the next list.
Yep.
And the beauty of it for Whiteside is that I'm going to say nice things about your team.
Yeah.
As opposed to, the state of Ohio that hates me.
Oh yeah, they're aggressive.
Are they still pounding you?
Oh,
actually, over the weekend, I did sign a peace treaty with Cleveland Browns.
Is that right?
It's breaking news.
Okay.
Breaking news here, folks.
All right.
I signed a peace treaty with Cleveland.
A little ceasefire
because
with
now
Baker.
They are not the most delusional fan base in their own state. So can't hammer you if you're not the most delusional fan base.
Cincinnati's going to make the playoffs according to Cincinnati fans.
A bunch of them.
Yeah,
actually. Yeah, a bunch of them.
Yeah, how in the world?
I don't know how you're gonna
so
do
we're going
that.
to have less wins than we did last year when we got Joe Burrow back? Yeah, because he's probably going to be dead by week 3.
Yeah,
because
you know that.
You know.
You know that sweet scar on his knee? He's probably going to have a magic one by week 5.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
But I hope he doesn't.
No, I don't. We'd ever wish injury upon anybody here at the Sportsocracy, but
anybody's. I'm not about to say nobody.
Jesus.
Some people suck.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Game 1's in the NBA playoffs.
Yeah, see? This is what we need right here.
That's right. We had Memphis, Dallas, Portland, Phoenix all getting 1-0 leads over in the Western Conference. Philly, Atlanta, Milwaukee, and the Brooklyn Nets all with 1-0 leads over in the Eastern Conference. After the first game of these series, what is the thing that sticks out to you the most other than obviously Trae Young beating you like a kettle drum?
Well, first of all, Trae Young's hair really upsets me, but we're not gonna talk about what really was best of the weekend. Is Luka Doncic is a dog. He is a straight up dog, and he's putting that team on his back, and he don't care. He is. Patrick Beverly got just worked over, and he's like, "You're too small, boy. Get off me." I love it. Luka's the man.
Luka's going to have his way with just about anybody. I mean, I don't think the Clippers have anybody that can neutralize him.
No, I mean, look, you know who the big winner of the weekend was? This guy.
Oh,
are you not entertained? Dallas Mavericks, Phoenix Suns, Denver Nuggets.
Nope.
Oops.
Oopsies.
Doesn't always work for a ninja. Oh.
Yep. And
spicy hot take.
Yep.
LA Lakers are losing the series in 5 games.
No, they're not.
They are. They have no solution to DeAndre Ayton.
It's gone down. We started at
yeah, because I thought they were at least going to put up a fight. They got smoked. Oh, they only lost by 8. Did you watch that game?
It was game 1 in Phoenix.
And what's your point? You got a team that just won a world title that has all this playoff experience. Do you know how many games of playoff experience are on the Suns roster? It's Jay Crowder and Chris Paul.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
Everybody else showed up and went, are we supposed to do new things?
Yeah. By the way, if you want to make the playoffs, make sure Jay Crowder's on your team because I think he's been in the playoffs every single year for the last 15 years.
If you want to bet on a team to make the playoffs, just look at who Jay Crowder plays for because they'll be there.
I mean, he switches a team every year and they go to the playoffs, but they worked him over.
It's not over.
It's definitely not over. Jeremy's just going to...
This is the exact same thing he said last year after the Lakers dumped Game 1 to the Nuggets.
But I wasn't this fan.
He's like,
But I'm also a Nuggets fan. So
yeah.
This is 2 teams I have no vested interest in. I watched all of that game.
Yep.
And you know how many minutes of that game I thought LA had a shot to win it?
How many? 0.
0. I saw Anthony Davis go up for an oop and just go, weight room at DeAndre Ayton. And then he came down and went, weight room? Well, silly bitch. Don't you know who the fuck I am? Don't let this do not harm me. I'm the goddamn juggernaut, bitch.
See, the thing is, Jeremy picked the Suns to win this series, so
Right.
he wants to be right
of course.
more than anything in the world, so of course they're going to lose in 5.
I like being right more than I like being alive.
He's going to
Yeah.
continually, slough off the fact that, it's
Slough off what?
It's kind of typical LeBron fashion where,
What, that he looks 800 years old?
No.
Is that typical LeBron fashion?
The game one is always the feeler game.
Or that,
It's always the feel them out, get your strategy down. Now, Anthony Davis was a bag of dicks last night. Let's be honest.
He's so bad.
Like baguettes? Like, I don't know if you've ever gotten bread from a French bakery. That was what Anthony Davis was.
Right.
But with wieners, not bread.
He was god-awful last night.
Jeremy said that was a disgrace to a bag of dicks.
Yeah,
to
it's
call
actually-
him that he was a bag of dicks.
Yeah, it's actually mean to say that to a
because
bag
he was
of
such a
wieners.
bag of dicks.
Right. But again, Anthony Davis is a guy who tends to have these games, and then what happens the next game?
He'll drop
shit,
30.
He scored
Let me ask you a
45
question.
points.
Let me ask you a theoretical question.
Yeah.
How many times in this series do you think the Lakers are going to go to the line? 2.5 times more than the Suns do. Because they did.
Yeah.
It's 28-12 at the free throw line. I don't look for that to duplicate, do you? How many times do you think the Suns are going to shoot 32% from 3? Don't look for it to happen again, do you? And you still got smoked. Smoked! I mean, smoked. Smoked. The Pee Wee Herman word of the day. Smoked.
But, I mean, Chris Paul got injured in the 4th.
Yep.
So, I
He's
mean,
fine.
Which is good news for the Lakers.
which is
he's
real
fine.
good news. Oh, he's fine. Jeremy's got an insider in the Phoenix Suns
He's gonna be
health
fine.
room there.
Look, Chris
Yeah,
Paul just
Chris
gets
Paul's
hurt
fine.
in the playoffs every time, and
Yeah.
it tanks his team
Yeah.
every time.
Yeah, it's
so
not-
it's fine.
I
It's
got
gonna be
news
good.
for you.
It's gonna be good.
I don't care if this goes full Breaking Bad and he has to cut his damn foot off. He'll be there.
Yeah.
Chris Paul will be just fine. I want you to tell me what of the things I just said you actually think could happen again. And you still lost by 10. Mm-hmm. There's not a path.
Anthony
there's
Davis
not a path that I can see. Because
Okay.
there's one thing they cannot do. They cannot touch DeAndre Ayton. Can't. Let me ask you just a fun question because I want to see how close you come to this. How many minutes did Andre Drummond play last night?
Oh, Christ, I
I
didn't
don't
even
know.
know.
17.
19. You know why? Because every time he came on the floor, they went, oh, he's back.
Yeah.
Oh, he's back. DeAndre!
DeAndre.
Your turn. Yeah. Okay, so that's of your 9 rotation players. There goes one. Let's see. Dennis Schroeder, terrible. Anthony Davis, terrible. KCP, can't guard Devin Booker. So what do you have to do? You have to play a lot of minutes of Alex Caruso because that's damn near the only guy you've got in the backcourt that can defend anybody.
Right.
So you're having to play this weird tandem of Schroeder and Caruso, and you have to play that with LeBron because anytime LeBron went out, things went to hell in a handbasket. It won't work. LeBron's not healthy enough right now to have to play 40 minutes a night.
Yeah.
He's not. And every time he went off the floor, they got smoked. You're fucked. I'm trying to be as nice as I can about this because I frankly do not care. But you're screwed because this team has more players than you do.
Yeah. And it got a little chippy. It was a little chippy of a game.
and by the way,
it's going to be.
Oh, and by the
As
way,
they
they're way
continue
younger
to
than you
lose,
two.
it's
Yeah.
going to be.
Yeah, bit of a chippy game, and I think that played into the Phoenix's favor. I think that actually worked. Sometimes when you get those chippiness with a team like that, kind of takes them out of the game. I think it actually helped Phoenix, and I think they were just like, "Hey, listen, we're not afraid of you guys."
Yeah.
And I think that the message they were sending was, "We're not afraid of you. Give me your best shot. You want to mess around and do these things? Come on, let's do this." You know?
Oh, fun story. How many players for the Suns played more than 15 minutes?
How many?
6. That's it. Because they're younger than you, and they're going to run with you. And they know you can't touch them. They know you can't run with them. You've played 200 games in a year and a half. You can't touch them. They don't have that problem. This is what I tried to tell you. You're underselling the Suns because you haven't seen them. You don't watch them play on TNT at 10:30. You know the Lakers. You know Anthony Davis. Here's the thing. And I tried to tell you this. Nobody would listen to me. This is a horrid matchup for Anthony Davis. because he's going to have to play the 5. By hook or by crook, he has to play the 5.
Right.
Because if you put Drummond in there, he is going to get demolished by DeAndre Ayton. And he did. He did.
Right. He has to get physical. And
he can't get physical with a guy that outweighs him by 60 pounds.
Exactly.
I mean, this is the worst matchup they could possibly have had.
Yeah.
Utah might have been a little worse, but Gobert's a little more slight, and he's not just going to beat you senseless.
Yeah, he just beat him up the whole game.
And he killed him. He killed him, and he's going to keep doing it.
I don't expect Anthony Davis to have another game like he had, or at least not right away. He typically, like I say, has these bounce-back games where they're going to get one, and when they come back...
That's why I said 5. It's going to end in 5. We'll come back to Phoenix,
and then it'll be over. I'm gonna disagree for the square.
It's fine.
I've
I've read this book before.
Right.
I said this on the ESPN Radio Show Friday. This reminds me so much of the end of Kobe's run because you want this to continue to be true. Father Time is undefeated.
Yep.
100%. He has a 100% winning percentage, and LeBron's about to find out the hard way. Anthony Davis was the best player on a Pelicans team. How many times did they make the playoffs?
Once.
There you go. And that's where you have to be now. He has to be that guy because LeBron is not the most ungodly player in the NBA anymore.
Yeah.
He's not. So, I mean, now he's gotten old. You played 1 billion games. You got stuck in a stupid play-in game because you load managed yourself right into the 7th seed. Congratulations. Now you get to play a young team that's hungry as hell, and they're going to smoke you at home.
Right. What about the Utah Jazz and the Memphis Grizzlies? The Grizzlies get the Game 1 win on the road at Utah, 112-109.
I'm just glad they put this one on ESPN 7, the Siete.
The Siete.
When Dylan Brooks is your go-to marquee star of the game, you're hurting for stars.
Hey, Caleb mentioned that the other day. He said he's watch out for Dylan Brooks. He said this guy's going to be really good. And
I'm not saying he's a bad player. What I'm saying is it's Dylan Brooks.
Listen, I want to know what's going on with
move the
Donovan
needle.
Mitchell because his teammates are not happy with him. I mean, they didn't hold back about what they thought about him not playing in this game when he had already declared himself healthy enough for the game and then didn't play the game. And, I mean, I think this is a bad sign that already we're talking about where it was not good. The post-game conferences were not good at all.
Well, it's Game 1. I'm not trying to make excuses for a guy being, saying I'm going to go and then not being there like his teammates expect him to be.
It's the playoffs.
It's a shitty move. I get it, but it's Game 1. So maybe that's where his mind's at, is it's not necessary. We got the home court advantage. Let's see what it's like. Let's play as little as possible as I have to. Maybe he's still iffy about getting out on the court. I don't know. I think when they're full strength, Memphis
of course,
is not going to hang with them. To me, this is a one-off. It can be scary. Memphis can beat you, but not when you're full strength.
I want to see Donovan Mitchell play before I'm willing to say any of that. Because if you tell me Donovan Mitchell doesn't play in this series, they lose.
Yeah.
It's
in 7.
Here's what I know definitively. Dylan Brooks, Giannis Valanciunas, and Desmond Bain just absolutely torched them.
Yeah.
I mean, it was brutal to watch. And then you just look at when Mike Conley wasn't on the floor, they were awful. I mean, they were awful.
Yeah.
So I don't. Without Donovan Mitchell, I don't see how they win the series. Now, do I think he's going to be back? Yeah, and I think it's probably in Game 2. Because, like Brian said, you're not going to take a friendly fire for but so long.
Yeah.
No. And I think players are at this point. I mean, the other players see the load management shit that's happening, because that's what this was.
Yeah.
Well, this was not load management. I disagree with you wholeheartedly.
Really?
If he could have played, he would have. I would say.
You don't think he was sitting back biding his time waiting to see?
I think what's most likely, because it is an ankle, and Brian and I, you and I both played a lot of basketball. You tell me if I'm right or wrong. Ankle injuries will hang around for freaking ever.
And they
don't go away.
And you can just roll it. And it
it's
hurts
entirely
like
possible that he got in a good lather on Saturday, and it swelled. And he woke up Sunday and it was swollen.
Yeah.
And he knew, if I try to play on this, there's a possibility I'm going to hurt myself again, and then I'm done for the whole series.
Yeah.
And he made a judgment call. He was ready. Well, now I'm not ready. And that's the pain in the ass of ankles, is that when that thing swells, there's just not much you can do.
But if it was obvious, you would think that there wouldn't be, subtweets basically going on in the post game.
It was. I thought it was a little weird that what Adam is. It wasn't so much aggressive as it was kind of almost backhanded. You know what I mean? And I just felt there was. It just seemed like there was more to the story. You know what I mean? And it felt weird that game one we're already throwing that out there. Most guys would say, "Oh, Donovan's going to be good. He just needed a break today. Don't worry, he'll be back." You know what I mean? But it wasn't that way.
Well, but I mean, you get to the point where you're like what Kyle Kuzma said about Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
What was that, a month and a half ago? Where he's like, he better fucking be on the court.
Yeah.
He's been out for 3 damn weeks or however long it had been. Like, it's time.
And there
Get
has
back on the court. And there's got to be that frustration within the locker room of, we thought you were ready to go. Maybe the swelling wasn't that bad. Maybe it wasn't obvious. And they were like, come on, man, we need you.
And
Here's the thing. Donovan Mitchell was really vocal about the Rudy Gobert thing.
Yeah.
That's what you're not going to hear anybody say.
Yeah.
I would say there's probably some people in the Utah locker room going, you killed Rudy for being a smart ass and then wound up with coronavirus.
Yeah.
You're the one said you were back.
Yeah.
And I mean, here's the thing. Players aren't doctors. If you watch any level of sports, you will know. Players, you know your body better than anybody else. You don't know the guy playing with you's body.
Yeah.
So, cool your shit on, he could have played. You don't fucking know that.
Right.
And I'll be honest with you, if I was Donovan Mitchell, I would come out and say that. Like, you don't know what I could do.
Yeah.
You worry about you. I'll worry about me.
Yeah.
I'm the reason we're here. You just calm your tits. And when I'm ready, we'll go. We got this.
On Saturday, you had the Bucks beating the Heat, but it was a very tight ball game.
Y'all saw this so much differently than I did.
It was a very tight game. The Miami Heat looked like, it looked like that series last year that was so close. And they might have something in store for the Milwaukee Bucks.
I mean, Jimmy's not going to go 4 for 22 most days. I mean, that was a pretty horrendous shooting effort. But, I mean, they stayed in the game. That's what Miami does, though. Miami stays in games. They're tough. They play good defense.
Right.
And then,
Fun game.
Yeah.
And here's a quantifiable way for me to explain what I saw versus what you saw. How many threes did the Bucks hit in this game?
I do not know.
5.
5 of them.
They were 5 of 31 from 3. I mean, the Heat hit.
15.
20!
20.
It was 20 to 5, and you still lost.
20! 20!
It was a whole flock of these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Milwaukee had 1 flock. Miami had a bunch of flocks. And they still lost.
Yeah.
So you're saying it's not sustainable? Is that what you're getting at?
I'm saying this is probably the worst game you'll see Milwaukee play. It's probably the best game Miami will play. Miami just lives by the 3 and dies by it. That's the problem they've had all year long. So when you hear inconsistent teams, 9 times out of 10 it's because you are living by a shot that's not really all that replicable. They shot 53s in this game.
Yeah.
That is a stupid amount. And yeah, if you're hitting them, you have a chance to win. I'm not going to say that, by the way, what Stephen Tao said, the Heat should never wear those uniforms again. You're 100% right. Those are the most god-awful things I've ever seen in my life.
I didn't understand it at all.
And I'm not a fashionista by any stretch of the imagination.
Right.
I'll say I'm the best-dressed man on this set. Can we all agree with that?
Probably.
Sure. Not saying much, but I'm the most qualified to say this. If your uniform concept starts with, let's go, that color of a mustard bottle? Let's start there. You're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Because there is no salvaging that. If you start up at French's, you fucked it up. I turned that on and went, what am I watching right now?
Black and white. This is where I go old man. Black and white. Stick to the black and white.
Yeah.
Stop it with the pink and the blue or the teal.
Oh man, those
or
Miami Vice ones are
God, they're
hot,
hot.
The Miami Vice ones are the
They're
best.
awful. They're awful.
Brian and I
Stop
agree. They are the best. He's with us every night.
I don't know who's on the damn floor when I turn on the game and there's the yellow.
I had no idea. I thought it was like
Cleveland Cavaliers. Like the Miami Heat just couldn't show up for the playoffs.
I thought it was like the Jazz or something. I'm like, what in the what? I'm like, this doesn't make sense.
It just breaks my brain.
Yeah.
I don't have enough brain capacity to handle all of the different uniforms.
Yeah.
Oh, I do. I'm good with it. I'm good with all of the different uniforms.
Yeah.
Just
not when they all suck.
Just not that one.
Just not that one. Just not the yellow one.
Yeah. Never
You
again.
absolutely hate the color yellow, don't you?
I do. It's awful. I'm trying to play the Miami Vice theme song and it won't let me. 'Cause that's what they should do every time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come out to the Miami Vice theme song.
They should come out to
Kill
the
it.
Don Johnson's Heartbeat.
So you're not worried about the Bucks?
No, not at all.
I'm not worried about the
Are you
Bucks.
worried about the Clippers?
I picked Dallas to win the series.
As did I.
I did too. I mean, obviously, I didn't.
I believe
didn't
in
put my
Luka.
picks out here for everybody to
Yeah.
see, but that was my pick as well.
As a matter of fact, if we're being real honest, teams I picked to win series, weekend went pretty good for me.
Looking pretty good, all except for the Denver Nuggets.
You don't want to talk about that.
Oh, we got to talk about your 2021 NBA champion Denver Nuggets.
Yeah. They
Listen
Who
here,
got smoked by the Portland
listen here,
Trailblazers.
fire those cannons, by golly.
Is the difference.
So,
your championship's made
They
up.
made
Mine is
they
made.
made the Joker be the main scorer, and that's not what he does. They need to do something different. He's a better facilitator and scoring off of that, and they forced him into being the scorer.
Yeah.
And that was a really good.
You
and
wanna know-
they'll make adjustments.
But what are you going to do? What are you going to do when...
Ooh, pick me. Ooh, I know. How many times did they get to the free throw line total?
How many?
8. They shot 8 free throws in this entire game.
Yeah.
Nice.
You want to know how you fix that? Hey, Aaron Gordon, you know that thing where you can just like jump over people? Yeah, do that.
Do that.
Michael Porter, stop shooting shitty, god-awful 20-footers with your heel on the damn three-point line. Stop doing that.
Yeah.
It's not that hard to fix.
It's not a high percentage shot, though. The foot on the 3-point line.
Right.
Typically not the shot you want
I
to get.
also don't think it's real sustainable for Portland to shoot 50% from 3.
Yeah, they were pretty.
I don't really look for that to happen.
They were
again.
on fire.
Yeah, their plan going into this game was way better than I planned on it being.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dame Lillard absolutely ate them alive.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's going to happen again. I don't. I don't think you can be that good. Because he was ridiculous.
Well, I mean, he kind of is ridiculous. That's kind of his thing.
I don't disagree with that, but you're not going to shoot 50% from 3 for an entire series. That's not going to happen.
Yeah,
And you're not going to limit the MVP to. Now they know the.
they'll make
I'm
adjustments.
trying to figure out the way to get the words to come out of my mouth.
Now
in
they
the
know
order
the
I want
game
to.
plan for holding it back.
Oh, your game plan is to let Joker beat you? Okay. Yeah, I don't believe we'll be doing that.
Watch. Okay, watch him beat you. Here we go.
Yeah.
I mean, they tied his hands by tying everybody else up. Mm-hmm. Let him do what he's going to do, and then what was it? Something like they were 1 for 10. 1 for 10 on Nikola Jokic assist opportunities.
Yeah.
Yeah,
in the
they
game.
got to hit shots.
It's just something that does not
He had 1 assist.
typically happen.
Yeah.
Dude averages 8 assists a night as a center. He had 1.
So things didn't start off too well for your 2021 NBA champion Denver Nuggets.
Yeah, you just remember I said this. You're going to see more of JaMychal Green in this next game.
Okay.
You just remember I said it.
and he's going to hit 400 3-pointers probably.
No. JaMychal Green brings a. They have this lineup where they basically play Aaron Gordon at the point. And so you have Porter and JaMychal Green and Aaron Gordon and Jokic on the floor at the same time. One of those guys will be defending CJ McCollum.
Yeah.
Okay, Campazzo on Lillard, cool. We're going to do the same thing to you. We're going to beat you at your own game because you're going to be 6 inches shorter than every guy defending.
Right.
So more power to you. You want to keep firing up threes? Hot.
Yeah.
We're long enough and multiple enough to defend that. I'm really not worried about Denver. I mean, I didn't like how the first game went, but I think it'll be fine.
Yeah.
The Nets took game 1 against the Celtics on Saturday night. 76ers beat the Wizards on Sunday. And then the only other series that really has a talking point right now. Trae Young silencing the crowd at Madison Square Garden last night with the floater With just a tick left on the clock, 107-105, Hawks take down the Knicks in MSG for Game 1 of their Eastern Conference Series.
Pity for your thoughts?
Let's talk. So, couple of things here. Madison Square Garden was rocking.
Yes, it was.
It was rocking and rolling, and that was awesome. Julius Randle played probably the worst game of the entire season. He played last night. Their bench kept him in the game. Alec Burks was unbelievably good, especially in the fourth quarter. Derrick Rose did what he could do. Here's my being in the game still. Yeah, say whatever you want to do. We can't lose a game at home when you got the series. It's pretty bad. But I don't understand the sequences after that. Of course, Alec Burks misses only one shot in the damn fourth quarter. It's the baseline jumper to, take the lead. It sucks.
Oops.
But you go down there and then they call a timeout and you defensively put in Frank Ntilikina, who hasn't played hardly at all. And Trae Young just blew right by him. You knew that Trae Young was going to be the guy with the ball going after it. They didn't run anybody after him at all. They didn't try to double team him at all, do anything of that nature. And he just goes in and it's a floater. And then, okay, we got 0.9 seconds left. It's the NBA, so you get the ball on the other side of the court. And the guy who's hit almost every single shot in the fourth quarter is inbounding the ball. I just don't understand that. I mean, I love Tibbs. He's a defensive coach, but he doesn't know how to drop an offense if his life depended on it. And the play that you drew up is for Julius Randle to come towards the ball to where he would have to catch it, turn and shoot with 0.9 seconds. No! You don't do that! You don't do it! I don't understand. That was a horrible, horrible, horrible play call. And if anybody's watching that game, that play should have been going to Burks 100%, and RJ Barrett should have been inbounding that ball 100%. But I still have hope. It's one game.
I mean, you should have.
Thibodeau outthought himself.
Right. Yeah.
This is not hard to figure out.
Right. You should have.
How many minutes did Frank Ntilikina play?
Like a second.
One.
Yeah.
He played 1 minute.
Yeah.
And it was the most important minute of the game, and that's stupid. And this is what Tom Thibodeau does. This is his calling card. In the playoffs, what do NBA teams do with their rotation?
Shrink it up a little bit. Yeah.
What does Tom Thibodeau do?
Yeah.
It makes no sense. All of a sudden, you get to the playoffs, and now you're playing guys, and I'm not saying they're playing a lot of minutes. You start Elfrid Payton, and he plays 8 minutes.
Yeah.
That's dumb. That's dumb. You play Derrick Rose 38 minutes off the bench.
Yeah.
It's just the rotations have never made any sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
He kills starters. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's logged stupid minutes. That's always been the knock on Thibodeau. And then you come into the playoffs and do what? You play 11 guys.
Yeah, it's...
Why? You play Emmanuel Quickly 20 minutes. Mm-hmm. That's dumb. It's dumb. It's dumb.
Yeah.
By the way, Atlanta's better than I thought they were. Just throwing this out there. With Bojan Bogdanovic back, they're better than I thought they were.
They can shoot.
Good God, they can shoot.
They got
Between
guys.
Gallinari and Herter and good Lord.
Yeah.
I didn't even mention Trae Young, who's the best of the bunch.
And Hunter played a real good game, hit a couple big shots. Their team they're an up and coming team in this league, for sure. And Trae Young's good. Trae Young's really good. I don't know about his hair. It just.
What is it about Trae Young?
He's angry. He's angry at Trae Young. Trae Young fucked up his. Hey, we're back in the playoffs. Yeah,
apparently.
I got to watch a Knicks playoff game on TV, and I was really happy. And then
you were real upset when you saw him walking down the tunnel, going, "It got real quiet in there."
Oh,
got real quiet.
The best player for the Atlanta Hawks is who?
Trae Young.
I disagree with you.
Really? Mm-hmm. Who do you think it is? John Collins?
Nope. There is one straw that stirs the drink with that team. His name is Clint Capella.
yeah. And I said
Clint
that.
Capella is a freak of nature. He didn't even have a great game, and it's still so obvious
It's
when he's on the
disruptive.
floor. Mm-hmm. He is and it's hard to quantify why. Because he's not overly big. He's really physical for a guy his size.
Yeah.
He can't shoot to save his life. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's so obvious when he's on the floor because his team is exponentially better.
And I called it in our preview of the series. I said that Clint Capella worries me. I named it. That's the one thing that kind of worried me about the defensively around us. We're not a big team. You know, when Mitchell Robinson gets hurt like every single week, You know, it really hurt this team this year. We need a big man, and I just knew going into the series that was going to cause some problems, and it did. The thing is, R.J. Barrett and Julius Randle did not play a very good game, and I just don't see them happening again. I can see Randle coming back out for Game 2 tomorrow or Wednesday, I think it is, and, you know, playing like he's been this whole year. If he doesn't, the Knicks can't win. If Julius Randle doesn't play a good game, and we're in that game, but Alec Burks is going to hit every shot he takes in the fourth quarter again. I mean, we outscored their bench 64-21.
Right.
Like, the bench kept us in that game. But again, Jeremy, like he says, you know, we don't even, it's weird. You know, you call it the bench, but it's practically the starters because they play more minutes than the starters do. So it's one of those weird stats.
Thibodeau's still the guy in the NBA that does that.
Yeah.
We that ship sailed a long time ago because we used to do that all the time.
Yeah.
There were coaches that guys would start the first 4 minutes, they'd play the last 4 minutes, and they were a starter.
Yeah.
So you play 16 minutes the whole game. It doesn't make any damn sense.
Yeah.
Thibodeau's the one that still does it. It's just... And Tom Thibodeau makes my head hurt.
This is the most competitive series in the first round of the playoffs, to me. This is the one that I expected. No doubt, it's going to go 7 games. I mean, and it's going to come down to Game 7 in Madison Square Garden. And
if the Knicks lose Game 2,
the Knicks are going to have to hope
it's over.
Well, the
Trae
problem
Young doesn't go off.
Yeah, the problem with this matchup is, and this is, had I done the NBA preview with you guys, I would have said there's one guy that's a natural Julius Randle diffuser.
Yeah.
And his name's Clint Capella.
Yeah.
Right.
This is not who they wanted to play.
No.
At all. Mm-hmm. Miami would have been a much better matchup for them. A team that lives by the 3, dies by the 3, okay, and you don't have anybody that can bang with Randle, and defensively, that would have been a way better matchup. I never liked this Atlanta matchup. Mm-hmm. I know Brian thought I was just screwing with him, but
I know.
I was serious.
I know.
Yeah.
And listen, Trae Young he proved he belongs. That he can be a superstar in this league. This is his first playoff game, and the bright lights were on him. It's in Madison Square Garden. The Garden was rocking, and you shushed the entire crowd. Mm-hmm. You know, you just said whatever, be quiet, and now he's going to be like a Reggie Miller villain here in New York because they already started the FU chants for him.
The problem with Trae Young is he's like Damian Lillard. I mean, he's going to have that kind of a career where he's going to be the guy who, you know, hits the crazy shots. He's going to be the guy that hits the buzzer beaters. He can hit the clutch shots, but when it comes down to it, I don't know that he's ever, you know, going to be a role player or the best player on a championship team. I think he's kind of in that area, but it's so fun to watch him play, and I'm excited for the rest of this series. Tonight,
it's going to be a fun series.
Yeah, tonight at 7:30, you got the Miami Heat and the Milwaukee Bucks in Game 2. Milwaukee up 1-0 in the series, and then you got your Nuggets. Your Nuggets are playing tonight at 10 o'clock at home against the Portland Trail Blazers. We'll see if the Trail Blazers can build on that 1-0 lead that they that they already have. Just calling your shot now.
Oh, that and I just really like Wu-Tang.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
The Wu,
nice.
Wu-Tang's for the
Oh, we
children.
woo. Oh, we will woo. We do.
Wu-Tang's for the children, baby.
Right? Did you catch any of the race over the weekend? Did you catch any of that
No.
Circuit of the Americas yesterday?
No.
I saw who won it.
No way.
Who did win?
That was fun.
You're shocked that I watched nothing but the golf.
Golf and
I
basketball.
mean, I thought at least if you turned it on and saw that they were actually doing the thing that you have wanted them to do for years and run in the damn rain with wet tires, why would you not watch it? That's my question. Did you even know that was going on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm going to be honest with you. You could have told me I was on television, and I wouldn't have turned it over there. Just me.
You were just so
overfilled.
You were just so you're just so enthralled with Phil. Yeah, they had to call the Circuit of the Americas race yesterday.
Yeah.
They had 16 laps left, 14 laps left in the race. They had to call it because pretty much the entire time drivers were crashing and coming off the track and saying we can't see shit out.
Yeah, why are we driving?
Because apparently
at 200 miles an hour?
They haven't figured out windshield wipers. It's
And headlights!
It's a new
The
thing.
damn car comes with a headlight!
Well, no, they got-
Stop taking out the damn headlights!
They put the headlights, they put the tail lights on the cars. They had windshield wipers. They had rain tires, so they were running the road course in the rain. But the windshield wipers, it just wasn't good enough at 200 miles an hour to keep the water from pooling up on the windshield. There was all manner of oil and grit and grime and mud and shit being slung on the windshields. They had to go in, stop every 15, 20 laps because they had to get a tear off.
Because
not every driver, but some of them were just like, I can't fucking see. I got to come into the pit.
What doesn't really work for aerodynamics? A heavy windshield wiper going across your screen going like that when you got oil and dirt and mud on it too.
Right.
Doesn't really work out so well.
But
why can we not have something mechanical just to tearaways? We can do it with a lint roller, but we can't figure it out with a NASCAR windshield.
Debris on the track. You can't throw windshields at people
and just pull the tearaway off. Just a layer of tearaways, and then goes away.
Like a mechanism built inside the car, so you can rip it off and then throw it in the floorboard.
It goes flying, and then it hits the other guy in the windshield. It's just fun.
No,
it's like
that's what they're trying to avoid.
It's like a freaking Mario Kart race out there.
We can fictitiously put a man on the moon. We have convinced billions of people that birds are real. We can fix this shit in NASCAR.
Right.
Hashtag birds aren't real.
Nice.
Oh God.
Nice. Chase Elliott wins the first ever circuit of the Americas race in NASCAR.
By the way,
he is the king of road courses.
And I'm really not trying to change your.
No, you're good.
I'm not trying to change the topic from your NASCAR because I do like NASCAR. I heard a stat on the radio the other day.
Okay.
That really bothered me.
Okay.
Did you know there are 6 birds to every 1 year? That is unsettling. And you know why that's unsettling? Because they can fly!
Do you know how much I've had to hear about this since you've been gone? It's been birds aren't real bonanza.
Yep.
He's on it right now. And I think it has to do with the fact that we talked about this like a week ago about how I went to the website, the Birds Aren't Real website, and found out that, Richard Nixon put out birds as, drones basically.
Right.
Government spies.
Right.
And Jeremy is all in on it, and he's just gone over the rails when it comes to the Birds Aren't Real thing.
So they're all not real?
Not all.
No, some of them are real.
Oh, some of them are real.
The ones that you keep in your house, those are real. Parrots are.
Oh yeah, he also decided that if there's a bird in the house and they're pets, then they aren't considered birds.
See, because that is the perfect. That's the perfect groundwork to convince you that birds are real.
Yeah.
Look, I have a bird in my house. Yeah, that's a domesticated bird. That's a real bird. It was generated in a lab somewhere to convince you that the pigeons that are watching you do all of your things, they are real. Yeah, you ever notice that you could be thinking about something? You just think about something, and then you get on Amazon, and it's like, hey, do you want to buy this weird thing you were just thinking about? You know why? Pigeon on a windowsill.
Are you talking to yourself? Is that what this is?
I talk to myself.
The bird
all the
heard
time.
you?
100%.
Okay. All right.
I talk to myself all day.
He's like,
day.
you know what I would really like to get on Amazon, and then the bird hits it and then relays it to the Amazon headquarters, and then Jeremy's Amazon pops up and the double-sided dildo that he wanted to get finally gets in there.
Patrick Holt just said my cat killed a bird this morning and it looked real.
Yeah.
In fairness, his dog killed one the other day.
Those guts look real.
Yeah, you know where this come from?
Where?
The government feeds them to your animals, so they'll bring them back to you. Weird. Just a thing. Ain't nothing but a G thing.
It's not a thing.
And I'm telling you right now, when I get silenced by the government, you'll know. I was right.
It's definitely going to be about the birds and not anything else.
Come in here and take him away.
100%.
Like, we can't have this birds aren't real talk going on.
Yeah.
Good Lord. It's good to be back. It's good to see nothing has changed here in the Wicked Week studio. But, we can have some fun every morning sitting down with everybody. Again, I want to thank everybody for your thoughts and prayers. My wife, Andy, appreciates all of them. Your well wishes, they were well received. She is doing wonderfully. Her emergency surgery could not have gone any better. Her recovery is going well. She's a little sore, but again, thank you for everybody for all the kind thoughts, and to my guys here in the Sportsocracy for holding it down. While I was gone, it's great to have a good team that you can absolutely trust with the important things, and that is being here for you guys each and every day in the Wicked Weed studio. Don't forget to check out our Patreon, patreon.com/the Sportsocracy. Get in on the ground level here. Help us keep the lights on here in the studio. Get all of that extra free content that you're going to be getting.
And now that Tank's back, we can get that on schedule.
Yep.
There will be no extra charges until August 1st. So I know it's going to show that way on the website. I can't make it change. So the ones that are in, it will be paused for you. You'll get a notification on the 31st.
Yep.
I had to go down the fun rabbit hole of how to do that. You'll also be getting notifications if you are on the Patreon for your YouTube super chat things. We're trying to sort all of this out. So.
Final off-season grades going to be coming on the YouTube channel. Be sure, if you haven't already, to hit that subscribe button. Share it with your friends as well. Let them know where they can get all of their off-season files for their team here in the Sportsocracy. Hit the subscribe button, like, share, and follow on all the social medias. I'm Tank Spencer. He's Brian Haynes. Jeremy Greene. We will see you this afternoon on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400 for the Sports Tank with Jeremy Greene. Heard every weekday afternoon at 3. Heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app as well. And we'll be back with you tomorrow morning right here in the Wicked Weed studio.